Okay, now it's time for the passive voice. Okay, this is very common in English. I think, well, I'm not going to say that it's difficult, but it's just going to pay attention to. Okay, so we're going to see only two passive voices, or the passive voice in two tenses, simple present and simple past. I think is the one that we need to, yes, present and past. So, the active voice is when the subject of the sentence is the person or the thing or the animal or whatever doing the action. Okay? So we have a person, a subject doing this action, and then a complement. On the other hand, when we have passive voice, at the beginning we have the receiver of the action. So we give emphasis here to the person or the thing that receives the action, not the person who did it. Right? So let's give you an example. This one is in the book. We say, farmers grow corn. Right? So who does the action? Farmers. And what do? They grow corn. That's a simple present sentence, an active voice. Now, if I write that sentence in passive voice, it's because I want to emphasize that this action is done by this person. So how do I write that in passive voice? I say, corn by farmers. This is an it. Okay, so in this case, I'm giving emphasis to the person who does the action. Corn is grown by farmers. By whom? By farmers. Okay, this is a simple action. Farmers grow corn, but this one is who does the action. Okay, who grows corn? The farmers. Right? So let me give you another example. In simple present. Scientists investigate what? Investigate illnesses. Right? So again, we have here a subject. Scientists investigate illnesses. That's very simple present, active. Now, what if I want to emphasize who are the persons or who are the people who study to investigate illnesses? Well, I change that sentence into passive voice. So I say, illnesses are investigated by scientists. Right? So here I'm emphasizing that scientists are the ones who investigate illnesses. Right? So illnesses are investigated by scientists. So as you can see here, in simple present we have subject, verb, complement. In passive voice we have verb to be, the past participle, and the complement. Okay? So that will be the structure, the formula to write passive voice sentences in simple present, right? Illnesses are investigated. Subject, illnesses, verb to be for illnesses, which is plural, are, past participle verb, investigated, and complement by scientists. Corn, that will be the subject. Corn is non-countable. It's a non-count noun, so we need to use is, singular, past participle grown, and complement by farmers. That's the passive voice for simple present. And again, we're going to do some exercises. Now, let's see the passive voice. What happens with the passive voice for simple past? When we want to emphasize the doer of the action, the person who does or who completes the action in the simple past. So in simple past, the sentence would say something like, the news surprised Sarah. Let me move this a little bit so it doesn't move that much. Okay, the news surprised Sarah. That is simple past, okay? Now, if I want to change that into passive voice, so we know that Sarah was the recipient of the action, we just move. By the news. So again, we need the verb to be, but in simple past. Sarah was surprised by the news. We have subject, simple past of the verb to be, past participle surprised, and the complement by the news. Another example, let me think. Okay, very simple example. Simple past, the principal called the students. Okay, so students, so guys, class, come here. I need to talk to you, right? The principal called the students. If I want to emphasize that the students were the ones who received the call of the principal, we just move that to the beginning and we say, the students. We need the verb to be in simple past. So we have a subject in plural. We use the past of the verb to be in plural, which is where. The students were, past participle verb, called by whom? By the principal. Right? So we have exactly the same. We have a subject, the students. Past of the verb to be, where, because it's plural. Called is the past participle of the verb and the complement by the principal. So as you can see, the passive voice sentences express exactly the same idea as the regular or active voice, but we emphasize different parts of the idea. So here the news surprised Sarah, but in this case Sarah was the person surprised by whom? By the news. Here the principal was the person doing the action. In this case, we are emphasizing who were the recipient of the action. The students were the ones called by the principal. So we just change the order of the sentence and we change also the idea of the emphasis of the sentence. Okay, so there are more passive voice. Of course, we have passive voice for most verb tenses, but for now we're going to focus only on simple past and simple present. So the main difference between this and the passive, we need to move the order of the subject goes to the end, and we add the verb to be. If we are in simple present, we add the verb to be in simple present. If we are in simple past, we add the verb to be in simple past, right? So guys, this is all for this video. Let's continue with the next one.